for the serious gamer.
What's going on, guys? My name is Colin, and this is the first video that I'll be posting for Next Gen Tactics. And because this is my first video, I just wanted to take this opportunity to introduce myself and use some gameplay footage as a backdrop to tell you guys a little bit about what I do. And what I try and do is create Battlefield Bad Company 2 commentary videos to share with you some of the tips and tricks that I've picked up, as well as a few of the strategies and tactics that I found to be effective as I've climbed the rather steep learning curve for this game. And so for many of you watching this, you're probably already familiar with Battlefield, but what I wanted to do, where this is the first video, is not assume that everyone watching this knows a whole lot about this game. And I think that most people are probably familiar with the Call of Duty franchise, so forgive me if I draw a few comparisons to that game while explaining Battlefield and how it works. But in Battlefield, I'll first talk about the game types, and there are 4 main game types in here. And the first one, which is what I'm playing now, is Squad Deathmatch. And you are playing on a squad of up to 4 players against 3 other squads, and the objective of the game is to be the first to 50 kills. It's as simple as that. There's no time restrictions, it just goes to 50. The second game type is Conquest, and in that game you attempt to capture and hold a number of different points on the map. So it's kind of similar to Domination in Call of Duty, but instead of gaining points for the amount of time that you hold different areas of the map, you actually play until you deplete the enemy team of respawn tickets. And a lot of tickets are generically used in a couple of different game types in Battlefield. But what happens is when you kill an enemy, if they have to respawn, they lose a ticket or a number of tickets based on, in Conquest, how many points you're holding. So it's kind of like Domination, but it's scored a little differently. And then the other game types are Rush and Squad Rush. And Rush is a 12v12 game where you are either trying to attack and destroy or defend 2 MCOM stations on the map. And what happens is if you destroy those 2, then you progress and you move on to the next base. And depending on the size of the map, you may have to capture 3 to 5 bases in order to win. And on the defense, you have to hold them off from destroying your 2 MCOM stations on a base for a ticket count of 75. So basically the attacking team has 75 lives to try and accomplish that. Squad Rush is a variation where you are playing 4v4, and you're only attacking 1 MCOM station at a time, and the ticket count is reduced to 20, but overall they're generally very much the same. So that's basically it for the game types, and again, for those of you who already know this, I apologize, but I wanted to get through some of the basics before I jump into some more detailed commentaries about strategies for particular maps and game types. And in Battlefield you have 4 different kits that you can run, starting with the Recon kit that I'm running now, which by default comes equipped with a sniper rifle. And you can also choose from some generic weapons if you don't want to run a sniper rifle, but this is the default, and there's a number of different scope options ranging from a 4x ACOG up to like a 12x long-range scope. And then I'll move on to the Assault Kit, which is my favorite kit. I don't want to give you guys a false sense here from this gameplay. I don't actually use the Recon Kit and snipe that often. But in the Assault Kit, your role is to go into battle on the front line armed with either a fully automatic or a burst-fire assault weapon by default, and to hold the front line and provide ammo for your team. And then you have the Medic Kit, which gives you the ability to drop health packs and to revive fallen teammates, so that you can basically keep your squad and the rest of your team healthy and keep the front line strong. And finally, there's the Engineer Kit, and by default that's equipped with a silenced SMG, and the role of the Engineer is to either repair allied vehicles or to destroy enemy vehicles, as well as getting a few kills along the way. So anyway, those are the game types and those are the kits. And the footage that I'm using here comes from 2 consecutive rounds of Squad Deathmatch on the map Laguna Presa. And what I was illustrating with this gameplay, and in this situation I'm actually not playing in an organized squad, I just hopped into a random game, but just how to play the Recon Kit aggressively, because some of the maps well, most of the maps are pretty epic in Battlefield, so you'll wind up with a lot of guys who like to camp snipe, slap on their 12 times zoom scope and hide in the bushes somewhere, which is a little bit of an epidemic, I would say, in Battlefield, although, you know, it's not too bad, and it is possible to counter. And the only time that I'll slap on a 12 times optical scope is in order to counter snipe one of those guys. Typically, as I said, I'm running the assault kit. Occasionally engineer as well. I'm not much of a medic, but I'll do that if the team needs it. And in Battlefield, you know, there's a huge premium placed on teamwork. So in other first-person shooters, such as Call of Duty, it's possible to be quite successful running around and being a lone wolf, but in Battlefield, the game types just aren't conducive to that. And occasionally you can do well in something like a squad deathmatch running by yourself, but you're going to have to get a lot of kills. But in the other game types, it's very difficult to consistently win and do well if you're running by yourself, because communication and strategy are so crucial to Battlefield. So I annotated sort of the end of rounds here, and in the first round I lost, and then in the second round I was able to step it up and pull off a victory. And right here I get revived by a teammate who's running the medic kit, so I'm able to stay right in the action. And coming up in a second here, one of my friends that I've clowned a couple of times previously in the game decides he's going to come take my dog tags. And when you kill someone with the melee attack, you actually get a set of dog tags to add to your collection with his gamer tags. So I'm able to hear him coming with my headset, and I turn around and get a pretty nice no-scope there. So anyway, good play on my part. And, you know, occasionally I will pull out a good play, but that's not always the case. And when I post gameplay, I don't just include the highlights. With Battlefield, you know, it's a challenge to present games in an entertaining way, because they can go on for a long time, and sometimes there are long lulls in the action. But I try and keep all the relevant gameplay intact, and I'm going to show you my successes and my failures, and, you know, hopefully what I learned from those failures. And in this game, you know, I'm countering campers and, you know, being pretty successful at it, and it turns out as a victory for our team in the end. And, you know, I'm not the best or most skilled player when it comes to gun skill and winning, you know, equal one-on-one engagements, but I try and play smart and preferably play with a team so that, you know, we can try and piece together some interesting strategies to win, and, you know, more often than not we do. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Don't expect you know, a whole lot of montage moments in my games. Just you know, I try and play smart and steady. Right here, I'm just doing a bit of long-range shooting with a 4x optical scope, and I managed to pick off a camper all the way across the map. So I was pretty pleased with that one. But anyway, that's pretty much it for the primer that I wanted to give you guys. Here you see a guy camping in the tree. You gotta love that. But, you know, I just wanted to cover off some of the basics of Battlefield before I hopped into some more detailed strategy. And the next 3 videos that I'll be posting will cover the Rush game type on this very same map. And when you play Rush, it actually opens up a whole bunch of other portions of the map, so it hopefully still be interesting for you guys. And I just want to say thanks to the guys at NGT. I'm thrilled to be part of the Directors Program, and I hope to bring you guys lots of good content. So take care. We'll be talking soon. Cheers.